Liverpool and Man United are the most traditional teams in English football. The history of football's homeland is sketched from two teams that are models of success and failure of contemporary football. The match between Man United and Liverpool in round 32 of the Premier League will take place at 9:30 p.m. on April 7 at Old Trafford. Liverpool and Manchester are two cities located in the northwest of England, about 60 kilometers apart. Since the Industrial Revolution, these two cities have had a long-standing economic and industrial rivalry. Previously, Manchester was the city with a larger population and was considered representative of the north. But in the late 18th century, Liverpool became an important seaport, helping the development of cotton mills in the north. Entering the next century, Liverpool surpassed Manchester to become the second city of the British Empire. The two cities were connected by structures such as the Bridgewater Canal, Mersey and Irwell Canal, as well as the world's first intercity railway, the Liverpool and Manchester Railway, which helped transport raw materials from the port into inland. The construction of the Manchester Water Canal, funded by Manchester merchants, caused conflict between the cities of Manchester and Liverpool. After the canal was completed in 1894, just 3 months later, the playoff match between Liverpool and Newton Heath FC, the predecessor of Man United, took place, causing the representative of Manchester to be relegated. Tensions between workers in Liverpool and Manchester since that match have also escalated. Today, the crests of both Man City and Man United feature a ship, symbolizing the Manchester Water Canal and Manchester's commercial routes. From generation to generation, the hostility between Liverpool and Man United is increasingly fueled by the competition to be England's greatest team. Man United is the first English team to win the C1 Cup. Liverpool dominated English and European football throughout the 1970s and 1980s. Man United is a symbol of the rise and global influence of the Premier League from the 1990s to the late 2000s. And now, Liverpool revived with Klopp while Man United declined after Sir Alex Ferguson retired. In the last minute of extra time in the FA Cup quarter-final between Liverpool and Man United, the score was 3-3 and the Kop received a corner kick. If you make good use of fixed situations to score goals, victory is within the reach of Jurgen Klopp and his team. On the contrary, if Liverpool loses the ball, they face the risk of conceding a goal from the opponent's counterattack. What should the Red Brigade do? Putting the entire squad into the opponent's penalty area, going all in, or prioritizing safety? And if you choose all in, which corner kick arrangement is most effective? Where to stand? How to move? How to pass? And pass it to whom? In football, as well as many other sports, deciding on a plan to arrange free kicks is extremely important. Winning or losing is sometimes decided only by fixed situations. Normally, the coach will make choices based on analysis and personal experience. But a recent announcement shows that Liverpool has sought advice from researchers at Google's DeepMind Artificial Intelligence (AI) laboratory. In an article published in the journal Nature Communications, researchers at DeepMind introduced an artificial intelligence system for soccer tactics called Tactic AI. This system can support the development of attack arrangements from corner situations. The article said that in up to 90% of situations, the team of experts at Liverpool favored advice from Tactic AI over traditional options. So, what can Tactic AI do? First of all, it is necessary to determine that a corner kick is a type of fixed situation. The match is paused and each team has time to arrange their formation before the ball is put back into play. There are often multiple combinations planned in advance to, hopefully, get the ball into the net. Tactic AI is designed to provide advice, including 3 parts. First, predict the player most likely to receive the ball from a corner kick. Second, predict the success rate of the shot. Third, recommendations on how to adjust the positioning of players to increase the likelihood of finishing or limit the risk of counterattacks. Trained on a dataset of 7,176 corner kick situations from Premier League matches, Tactic AI uses a technique called geometric deep learning, a field in artificial intelligence and deep learning that focuses on the processing of spatially and graphically structured data to identify important coordination arrangements. In fact, applying artificial intelligence in football is not strange. Semi-automatic offside detection technology is a typical example. Many clubs today also use artificial intelligence to analyze football data, mainly for the task of finding young talent, hunting transfer targets, and monitoring players. Using artificial intelligence in tactical analysis promises to give coaches a more objective and in-depth approach to the game. Algorithms can process large amounts of data, identifying patterns invisible to the naked eye, helping teams gain valuable information about both home and opposing teams. All in all, artificial intelligence is a useful tool for those who know how to use it. Algorithms can make optimal suggestions for how to coordinate corner kicks. However, AI cannot make decisions on its own. People still have to make their own decisions. For example, take a quick corner kick to take advantage of the opponent's distraction. In the 2018-19 Champions League semi-final second leg, one of the goals that created Liverpool's spectacular comeback against Barcelona came from Alexander-Arnold's quick free kick for Origi to score. Returning to the corner kick situation in this year's FA Cup quarter-finals, it is unknown whether Coach Klopp consulted artificial intelligence or not, but in that attack arrangement, Liverpool lost the ball and was counter-attacked. And admit defeat. Being eliminated from the FA Cup, Liverpool has even more reason to focus all its efforts on the Premier League, the tournament where Klopp and his team won the title in the 2019-20 season. Currently, the Kop is ranked second with 70 points, 1 point less than top team Arsenal, equal to the score of third-place team and defending champion Man City. However, Liverpool played one match less than these two opponents. On the contrary, the FA Cup is a lifesaver for Man United this season. The Red Devils of Manchester were eliminated right from the Champions League group stage. In the Premier League, Ten Hag and his team ranked 6th, but 11 points behind 4th-placed team Aston Villa, 9 points behind 5th-ranked team Tottenham. The gap between Man United and Liverpool is 22 points, accurately reflecting the difference in class between the two teams before the match at Old Trafford in round 32 of the Premier League, 9:30 p.m. April 7. If the Kop is the quintessence of contemporary English and European football, then the Red Devils of Manchester are just an average team, with mediocre players and coaches. But because Man United is the greatest team in the most attractive tournament on the planet, their decline makes fans confused. How can such a prestigious club continue to ruin things on the field? After a heartwarming victory over Liverpool in the FA Cup, as usual, Man United revealed its unstable face with a 1-1 draw against Brentford in the Premier League. In some strange way, despite taking the lead in the 90+6 minute, Man United could still only get 1 point. In the recent match against Chelsea, Man United continued to make incomprehensible errors in defense and suffered a 3-4 defeat, including 2 goals conceded in injury time. Currently, the goal difference of the Manchester club is -1, they have scored 43 goals and conceded 44 times. Man Utd's instability is the result of a long period of poor personnel planning and recruitment. In addition, there is the ease and indecisiveness in using people at all levels of leadership. Don't be too harsh on Ten Hag and his students, because the vast majority are simply not qualified to play for Man United. This failure belongs to the higher-ups, the executives who allowed such a normal squad to be built in the first place. Co-owner Joel Avram Glazer, CEO Ed Woodward and successor Richard Arnold are the people mainly responsible for Man Utd's fortunes after Sir Alex Ferguson. Since February, billionaire Jim Ratcliffe and his colleagues at Ineos are controlling the team's football activities, but to rebuild and bring the Red Devils back to the top requires a lot of time and ruthlessness. In recent years, despite spending huge amounts of money in the transfer market, Man United rarely receives effective contracts. Since the 2019-20 season until now, only Chelsea, £1.27 billion, has spent more than Man United, £776 million, on rookies, but what are the results? Man United once had Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, and Erling Haaland in their sights, but for some reason, the Red Devils recruited Donny van de Beek, replacing Bellingham, Casemiro, replacing Rice, and Odion Igalo, replacing Haaland. Last summer, When Harry Kane announced he was leaving Tottenham, Man United decided not to pursue the number one scorer in English football and one of the best goal scorers in the world, with a price tag of £88 million. Instead, the Red Devils spent £72 million on 20-year-old young talent Rasmus Højlund. No matter how good or bad Højlund is, it's clear that the Danish striker needs a lot of time to prove it. Many similar cases have occurred over the years. In 2016, Jose Mourinho was interested in Virgil van Dijk when this player was still playing for Southampton, but Man United brought in Victor Lindelof. In 2019, Woodward proudly said that the Red Devils recruited Aaron Wan-Bissaka for £50 million, after analysing 804 right-backs. Perhaps artificial intelligence also contributed significantly to this deal. That same summer, Man City spent £60 million to get João Cancelo from Juventus. There are also bad purchases at expensive prices. Casemiro, £60 million, and Raphael Varane, £34 million, were brought back from Real Madrid even though both have passed their peak. Meanwhile, Mason Mount also spent £55 million, despite losing his position at Chelsea. And in the coaching position, Man United also chose the wrong person at the wrong time. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was signed to a long-term contract in 2019, although Man United initially wanted Mauricio Pochettino. However, Solskjaer did a very good job as an interim coach after Mourinho left. Giving power to the Norwegian strategist was a much simpler and more economical choice than convincing the then-current coach. Lead Tottenham. When Erik ten Hag arrived in 2022, Pochettino was overlooked again in favor of another coach who, despite having a good record with Ajax in the Netherlands, had never tried his hand at major domestic championships in the Netherlands. Europe. All of these mistakes created a mediocre and unstable Man United like today. After many years of failure, the Man United squad still includes many players who have existed in one of the biggest names in the football world, even though they have contributed almost nothing significant. Luke Shaw, since 2014, Anthony Martial, since 2015, Victor Lindelof, since 2017, Diogo Dalot, since 2018, Harry Maguire, since 2019, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, since 2019, still stay, although none of the names just mentioned are on par with the name Man United. According to Transfermarkt, Man United is at the top of the Premier League rankings in terms of the average time a player stays at the club, 1,539 days. Liverpool's success in recent years is partly due to their agility and decisiveness in the transfer market. Not only did Liverpool choose the right person at the right time, they also created a space of competitive pressure between players at Anfield, in contrast to the comfort of 1,539 days at Old Trafford.